Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Heroes of the Storm Technical Alpha. We are here with FourCourtJester and Mr. Kevin Naki. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for having me on to cast some games with you guys. I'm super excited to get back into this, and I've been playing way too much Heroes lately, so it seemed like a natural fit.
Oh, a natural fit indeed. And to round out the Three Stooges here, we also have Mr. Sia Steve of Reddit fame.
How you doing, guys? Feels good to be here. Fun to try a new format that I don't think we've seen in Heroes yet, so it'll be neat.
It's the first for everything. First for everything. All right, so what's going to happen is Kevin and I are going to be covering out the game, and Mr. Sia Steve there is going to be giving us all the pro analysis afterwards to see some of the major turning points here of this game. And speaking of the game, we do have with us a replay from a buddy of mine, HappyRage, who, believe it or not, is actually from down under. So it's actually interesting to see a little bit more of the oceanic scene already here into the alpha, and largely to that is because of the international stuff, right, Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely, and believe it or not, I don't believe you. I don't believe this guy's Australian. I don't think they're actual Australians. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so this game has been expanding quite a bit internationally lately. Of course, for some of those out you who may not know, I used to work on the Heroes of the Storm dev team as video producer. And the game has been rapidly going through its alpha phases and has been scaled out to a lot more people around the world. So happy to report that regional servers are getting set up and folks all around the world will be playing Heroes in no time.
That is always awesome to hear. All right, so we got the replay here ready to go. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into what we're tentatively naming the picks and bans, but unfortunately, since it is a solo queue game, I only got the picks for you. But what are those picks, Mr. Sia Steve?
So starting with blue team, we have a Rhaegar. Pretty strong now that basically every other...
I will fight to my last breath!
We also have Nova and Chen, the new addition to the lineup.
Locked and loaded.
You know, gets in, does his thing.
I bring pandemonium!
We have the wonderful, illustrious Murky on blue as well. Right up Valhalla to round out their roster. So that's interesting.
I stand ready.
Second. Red side, we're looking at a Sergeant Hammer and a Brightwing. So Hammer recently, huge changes. No more hover seats.
Ready to roll out!
Pretty big thing. It's on the same tier as Brightwing now, so huge change there. We'll see how that plays into the game. We also have Diablo and Tyrande. Zeratul. So
I heed the
me,
voice of
red
Elune.
team takes the cake on this comp because blue is just all
I
over the place.
serve.
Yeah, Rhaegar's great with Shen because Shen can just kind of get in, do whatever he wants. He can have his shield on him. He can put his own shield. Rhaegar can put a shield on him. They can do some pretty decent disruption, but you don't really have any kind of like hard CC, hard knocking people around, which you basically need to protect Vala and Nova. So I'm not sure how blue team's going to pull that off, but we do have an insane amount of CC coming out of red team if Zeratul decides to take his Void Prison. So you have the Tyrande stun, the Diablo overpower and charge. Like you have Brightwings going with the Hex. You have Hammer knocking people around, which doesn't really happen often, but it's there. And it's just red team for me, on point. I see them having a much stronger comp, so we'll see how they play into this game. But yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's pretty much red team all the way.
Okay then, so you got your vote of confidence there, red team. Let's see if you can live up to it. Mr. Sia Steve, we will see at the end of the game, so you can take us through some of the more vital points of this game. But for now, Mr. Kevin Naki, I say we get this going.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get the game launched here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, you know, it was interesting comments from Steve here at the beginning because when I initially looked at these two comps, the blue one was kind of more intriguing to me. I get what the red team is trying to do, right? Like we have protect the tank. Anytime you see a tank by itself, you just have to assume that there's a Zeratul and a Brightwing there too, just because of how they work. On the other side of things though, Chen, I have not given him enough credit. Chen has ridiculous ability to just sit there and shield over and over again and absorb crazy amounts of damage, of course, as Mr. Thomas Mo is showing off right now on Chen. So I think there is a possibility that if blue team can pick their engagements right, they can get Zeratul or Hammer out of a fight immediately. I think they can win team fights, to be honest.
Well, again, we got a vote of confidence here on red, a vote on the blue, a little bit of an engage there into that bottom lane, and the mid as well. Nova and Diablo clashing. In fact, all three lanes basically coming right out the gate here. I'm going to remain neutral here in our deciding factors of who's about to win this game. Disclaimer: we've not seen this. So.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. And I must condition my statement by saying that I do think Red Team's team comp is better. I agree with Sia Steve, but I think there's a possibility for Blue if they pick their engagements right. So, looks like Zeratul and Brightwing are fighting over the shrine down here at the bottom. They've done a good job of pushing Chen back, but Thomas Smoke jumps right back in with that jump kick and sends Zeratul flying back to the fountain.
And for this lane, like, the only real way to deal with the shielding ability there of Chen is the Brightwing. I mean, he has to get those hexes off in order to try to curb that survivability. Otherwise, he's just going to be jumping in and out of these guys with no real fear. Something, though, in the top lane, I mean, HappyRage, the guy that did send it in, he is the siege tank. He is here on red, and he's actually starting to really lay into these top towers.
Yeah, he's doing a good job laying into the top towers. I like the fact that Murky is top, though, because he can just keep throwing pufferfish underneath the siege tank all day long. So at least there'll be some damage. Oh, Zeratul goes down in the bot lane. Blue team does a nice job of taking control of the shrine. Brightwing's heal was not enough to be able to do anything measurable there. Looks like she'll step back in. We'll be able to grab this bottom shrine. Polymorph drops down on Vala, but Vala has enough damage to trade this out.
Yeah, and like Brightwing, like, you don't really have a lot of on-demand early healing in these beginning games as well. So a little bit of an issue there. HappyRage up top is really low, but that entire top lane has actually gotten really low because, as you said, Murky throwing the pufferfish. It's more about the slime, I feel, up there. But he's doing a good job rebuffing that. Shrines do actually go both ways of red, though.
Yes, and right now we have an engagement down in bot. Vala's trying to get back in and do some damage. Diablo actually down to about 10%, but gets pushed back. We'll make it out there. No, Nova jumps right back in, and that's what Nova's best at doing. You know, we have had some encounters with some Nova players lately that like to just stand in there and fight. No, you really want to get in there and just assassinate people and get back out.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Kevin Nokia there streaming daily, sometimes at Heroes. It was definitely a fun session today. But, you know, Red does maintain that top. I mean, the Tyrande hammer combo is just doing work. And Murky, you know, sure, he's wearing them down, but you got a heal up there for both parties because Tyrande does heal both.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm taking a look at builds right now, and nothing is standing out as ridiculously crazy. Diablo's going for a regen build right now. Rhaegar trying to get some damage here on Tyrande. Nice job. Actually pinned against the tank. Is he going to be able to just fight this out? No, doesn't have enough damage. Murky comes back in, though. Can he land the slime? Tyranda's trying to get away. Looks like she will be able to make it out of there just barely, so not a very good trade. No, why did she walk back in? The poison! No! And Tyranda's killed. Why? Why would you do that?
Oh, because things in life and Murloc things, just Murloc things, walking into poison, if she put it like that. Nova's going for the kill here on top of the Diablo in the mid, but he's not going to make the same mistake as his teammate, and a little bit of stealth traffic jam there in the bushes. But no Dragonite as of yet, no Mercs going down either. It's just a lot of trade-offs against this Murky, and you know, with that egg, doesn't really matter too much to him.
But you know, you're right. It hasn't mattered too much to him, but Brightwing has kind of been the difference maker so far in terms of capturing shrines. Because she can just pop top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom the entire time. Red team, even though I don't feel like they've fought as efficiently as blue team in these engagements, they've been able to keep control. Oh, as Rhaegar actually goes down in the top lane, they've been able to keep control of these shrines. So if they can ever just take some time and grab a Dragonite, they'll have a little advantage.
Yeah, but making time for that can definitely be a little hard. In this bottom lane, though, the Brightwing does drop. Chen and Vala make short work of that there. And again, you know, pufferfish for days up here, but the pufferfish build is just not going to cut it. It's going to be about more of that slime. I want to see Nova roaming more, personally. Like, she's spending a lot of time in that mid.
Yeah, she really is. As actually Chen using that regen down the bot lane, not quite enough. He will end up dying. Vala's putting on some damage here, though, but with Brightwing catching up, there's nothing that she'll be able to do. She will have to fall back. Nova's doing a nice job of watching the shrine here in mid, just to make sure no one sneaks up and grabs that Dragonite. Red team's been getting shrines. They don't care about the knight, is what it seems like.
Yeah, not at all. But, you know, even if both the red do have those shrines, Nova has been camping out that mid. So, I mean, it's all for naught if they can't capitalize on it. I just feel like, you know, a few more rotations here from blue.
And in the top lane, Tyrande gets picked off. A very nice job by Murky to actually sneak up from behind the back of the shrine and trap her in with some slimes. Down here in the bot lane, we have an engagement over the shrine. Once again, Diablo's going to come in from the side. Zeratul down to very low health. Snipe does not connect from Nova. And it looks like, once again, Red Team should be able to push this back if Brightwing comes down. Yeah, she is there. Zeratul gets out with just like 10 HP. God, how do you make it out of there?
Well, Blink.
Well, yes, obviously.
Blink's a really good way to go. No, but Blue's holding out this top. Rhaegar and Murky have, they've been true to this lane. They have been really trying to go to town here on top of HappyRage, and now without that Tyrande support, he will not be able to deal with that top. He is going to drop, and you can also see those owls coming in for support, but too little, too late there, Darkon.
And down to the bot lane, Diablo almost died as well, as Chen and Val were finally able to get momentum and push them off of the bottom shrine. This gives an opportunity for Blue Team to take control of the Dragonite. Chen comes in to try and pinch in Brightwing here. Oh, Polymorph hits Nova before she's able to use any spells. She'll come right back and try and get the Knight. No, can't do it. Damaged by Brightwing again. Turn around and kill Brightwing, then get the shrine. There we go. Brightwing goes down, but the shrines have gone back in favor of Red, so no one will be getting a Dragonite quite yet.
I'm going to ask you to pause for 2 seconds and resume. We're a little bit out of sync in terms of that. But
right.
It's almost like you can see the future. But as you said, I mean, Jen, like, he can just pretty much just go all out without any kind of big reservations here, because not a lot of CC to go with that good body block there. And the Valastrafe able to get the kill. And that's going to secure finally the first Dragonite for Blue. So they're going to start laying here into mid.
Oh, and look at Zeratul going on a mission here in the top lane for Murky's egg, and he finds it. So if they can get Murky down, but they can't. He's at 10% health. Zeratul trying to sneak around. He's waiting for Murky to come back. This is more interesting to me than the Dragonite pushing. And it looks like Murky sneaks out of there for now. Anyway, I think there are things with a Dragonite you should tell us about that.
Well, there's a Dragonite rampaging right through the mid. Does have a Chen and that Vala, but both, well, the Vala ults down, of course, whoever is inside that Dragonite, not really going to be so useful there. But here comes that Zeratul in the back, is looking for the kill. The Apocalypse just not going to be able to land. You also saw the Sergeant Hammer throw out the giant nuke, and finally we're going to get the kill on top of the Dragonite, so he's going to go away. Didn't get the fort out of it, but yeah, at the same time, the damage was done. You see Ancestral Healing coming out. Level 12 now for Blue as they've taken the lead.
Absolutely. So definitely going to be a concerted comeback effort here from Red if they're able to make their way back into this. Looks like we have both Hammer and Tyrande going up to the top lane right now. Oh, unfortunately, Al just misses, and Chen makes his way back home.
Yeah, just misses, but there's a precision strike now going down mid with the help of that Valastrafe. It's going to be the kill on Brightwing, going for the double, gets it on the Diablo, and they clean it up for a 3-0 sweep in the mid. They're going to get themselves a fort out of this as well. That Tyrande and HappyRage, like top lane, I don't know, man. They kind of left their teammates hanging because all three of them are dead in the ground.
No kidding, and that was a great save with Rhaegar's Chain Heal there. Chain Heal just always does a little bit more than I expect it to. I know the numbers on it, don't get me wrong, but it just always feels a little bit more powerful and does just enough to save Vala there in mid. So we have 3 members for Blue that are pushing against these forts off to the right-hand side. We have 2 members of Red here in the top lane, and we're on full, almost base trade mode here just a few minutes into this game.
Well, HappyRage, again, like, he didn't take the Napalm Strike. He did take, the big Bertha missile, which will later become, the Orbital Strike, if he can actually get to the level 20 version of it. But, that top lane, they actually do trade out the forts, but still down an entire level and 13 kills to 4. I mean, the mentality factor is going to come into that as well, as we see Tyrande just drop somewhere on the map.
Oh, yeah, she was actually in top lane. Nova just came up, sniped her, walked right back out. That's exactly what you want to do. Chen's actually going for these Sea Shines down here on the bot, but Zeratul jumps in. Chen should be able to win this with his regen mechanic, and it looks like he will, so Zeratul backs out. He's not going to be able to fight this. Diablo, though, was clearing up Sea Shines himself and not making his way down. There we go. And we're going to see a little bit of a fight here. Chen gets pushed back into the turrets. He's being body blocked right now by Zeratul. He needs to start regenning up to get the kill on Zeratul. And he does. Really well done by Chen. If he can make his way out of here, that was a great fight.
Yeah, but here comes Biff Biff. That should be a heal, but we didn't even need it. He did throw down the Ancestral, but that was the Panda Split right there. Emerald Wind comes out from the Brightwing, who teleported right in on top of the Diablo, but it's not enough, and in fact, she's going to pay for it with her own life. There she goes. The Pandas are strong with this one, but it's Pandas, Wolves, and Murlocs. It's a veritable zoo in the bottom lane.
That's absolutely right. And Sergeant Hammer died in the middle of all of that as well in top lane. So only Tyrande left standing for the red team right now. And once again, it looks like blue team's going to pick up a nice Dragon Knight. Should be fairly uncontested if they would have gone for it at some point. But
nobody's leaving.
Yeah, they're just more content to go after objectives, I guess.
Well, you always have that looming threat if you don't get it right away. And you see Zeratul, he has to go right into the mid because he thinks that somebody's going to get it. We got to stop it, got to stop it. What's the best way? Camp out the mid. Let's see if he actually pays for it right there because that precision strike was on point.
Yeah, it really was. Well done there. And there we see that big old fat gun. Oh, it actually hit Murky's egg. So the strike there from Sergeant Hammer kills Murky's egg. Murky is not in any position to die here. We have an engagement in the middle. Sergeant Hammer making his way back in. Chen is in the middle of things as he should be regenning up, but he doesn't have any support from his team. He falls, and 4 members of Red stand strong.
I like that sniping combo, the Shadow Stalk into the BFG. Like that gun can really do a good number on top of the Murky. But we do got the stealth up here in the mid. It's only going to prolong the siege tank's life a little bit, and she finally does go down. But the rest of the blue, they're going to just keep going because Diablo does not know when to quit.
No, not at all. All right, Brightwing might die here, but Rhaegar looks like he's going to pay for it. No, Chain Heal once again, saving him at least for a little while. No, Zeratul, get your kill. You were going to die anyway. Oh, unfortunately for him, Rhaegar survives and backs away. Ugh.
Yeah, Darkon's actually going to have to run out of this one. Nova's in hot pursuit on foot, but yeah, I don't think she's actually... Well, okay, Darkon's going to turn back around. She's going to try to fight this one out. Does have Diablo support, and a 2-on-1 should be a kill, but they nearly traded out with that precision strike anyways. Darkon does get the 1-for-3 trade because overall, it was still Red getting on the worst side of that. They're down 2 levels now.
Yeah, definitely. So once again, we need to see the red team start to group and take objectives because they're playing kind of protect the siege tank comp here. It's not entirely that, but they're not going to be able to fight unless they're fighting around Sergeant Hammer. They just don't have enough damage otherwise. I mean, Tyrande, don't get me wrong, right there, obviously able to stand in against Nova in a one-on-one engagement, but they're going to need more sustained damage in these fights.
And sustain, like, both sides do have their healers, but I mean, you can only do so much against the big onslaughts of a lot of this. We do see some more giants now coming out here on the right-hand side, but a little bit of a scuffle here in the jungle. Biff is just going to get so on the wrong side of that line of scrimmage, and he's going to get offside and flagged.
That's actually exactly what Red Team needed because now they can take a camp, they can watch the shrine here in the middle, and they can potentially win another fight. Oh, Pufferfish actually hitting from Murky. Ah, that giant Pufferfish is so ridiculous. Blink away from Zeratul there. He gets out of the way. Precision Strike not going to hit anyone, and Nova dies. So we have a huge turnaround now for the Red Team.
Yeah, Red is going to be very much in control right now of this center lane. Thomas is going to jump in, though, with that flying kick, but nothing really to follow it back up. Murky's egg is so far away from this, and you know, he's going to try his best. He's going to try to be wearing them down, but ultimately he's just going to drop. The March of the Murlocs did go off, and with enough poison, that's going to be the end of Sergeant Hammer. We do got the pandas now coming out. The voids out the apocalypse. Yager there had to kind of back on off, so I'm not too sure there's enough to really take home a kill on top of the red team at this time, and I think even the panda has to start thinking about going home now.
That was a very weird, like, no one was going to do anything to each other there. There was no reason for the panda to engage. There was no reason for anyone else to go after him. Oh, Zeratul blinks over the side, unfortunately, and dies immediately. So Zeratul's been kind of on this suicide path. It's not worked out too well for him.
Yeah, and there goes Tyrande as well. Murky just securing the kill there between the slime, the envenom, the help there from the Vala. Thomas Mo coming back in here on Chen as well, going to keep Diablo there into the back as the rest of them go for the Brightwing. I don't think they have the burst, though, but they do. Brightwing does drop right behind the gate. Now it could actually be a very similar situation here for 5th, but there's no poison out to get him that time. But that giant pufferfish takes the gate in one go.
That's crazy. All right, so I do want to mention as well that as CSD was talking about in the beginning, there were lots of stuns available for the red team. Interestingly enough, though, Zeratul went for Shadow Assault and not Void Prism, so he's lacking that big shut down a lane, shut down a fight kind of CC.
Now you can, like, with a Void Prison, sure, you have a lot of control, but you know, with that that lifesteal, with that Void Assault,
oh yeah,
like, you can really bring the pain. One-on-one scenario, like a fleeing support, a fleeing DPS, like, you can really come out to it, but you have to have a team that, you know, support you through it, and I'm not really seeing it here.
No, and Zeratul jumps right back into the middle of the fight. He gets off some damage, but I don't think enough to justify his death right there. Diablo may actually pay for this as well, and blue team continues to push. They're actually knocking at the gates here of this keep right in front of the core.
Yeah, Diablo didn't have the souls up either, so he's going to be down the entire time. Chen going to get knocked back there with the Emerald Wind. Really nice play there from the Brightwing. Keep him up. The Owl, the big damage Owl plays coming up from Tyrande. I've been pretty sick this patch, I got to say, and she just added another one to it with the death there of the Nova. We do got the Murky here now as well, but he's just going to safety bubble away. Now, Siege Chain could actually chase him off and try to get the kill, but like he's going to come back in 5 seconds anyways, and he knows it.
Weird play, though, from Murky. He didn't use his slime on the fort, and it was down. He could have just walked up, auto-attacked, and pufferfish once, and it would have died. So, and that would have caused catapult minions to start moving across for blue team, which would have been a nice push in their favor. Now, Darkon's here at top as Tyrande. He's going to push these knights away from the fort up here, and it looks like he should be able to save that. But all the while, red team taking their knights, they need to start establishing some presence with objectives right now, because all they have to their credit is 1 fort knockdown in this game. That's all they've accomplished.
Yeah, 1 fort, 11 kills compared to the 29 and what, 3? We're looking at 3. Well, 2 because, yeah, this middle one is actually still up. But 2 forts and almost a keep. Like, definitely is looking good for blue at this point. Level 19, they're almost up to those storm tier talents, those level 20 coveted plays. And, like, they're almost there. I mean, right now, all they got to do is just sit back, wait for a fight. But, that's not blue's way to go.
No, not at all. Let's engage again. And Rhaegar dies, immediately followed by Murky. Vala's going to sneak out of there. Murky will be back up in a few seconds, though. His egg was not down. Nova sitting here up top, pushing back these knights, and that's a lot of damage missing out of the fight, and red team takes advantage of that with a nice snipe kill there from Zeratul.
So Vala down, we got the Rhaegar down. That just leaves us with Murky, not exactly a solid, dependable character. Chen and Nova. Nova has no interest. Chen down south, of course, was also busy just trying to get these mercs, and now we are going to have 4 giants pushing with the Chen. Zeratul's going to come to try to contest that, because the rest of the red is going to just play protect the hammer, and the hammer is just going to start knocking down these forts.
Now, it is Emerald Wind, not Blink Heal for Brightwing, so she's not going to be able to get in there and heal up anyone necessarily. It looks like Tyrande might pay for that as a result. Murky dies again. So does Nova, though. And nice job by Tyrande surviving there. This is a real lack of coordination out of the blue team. They started this game really, really efficiently, taking objectives, making sure they were pushing in the same lanes, winning team fights, but red team's been walking all over him afterwards. Oh, great kill by Chen in the bottom lane, though. Jumps right on top of Zeratul, and even gets Tyrande as well. Wow.
Low hit point heroes, beware. There's a Chen on the loose here, guys. And now he's going to split into the 3 pandas. The 4 giants are just really wrecking those forts at this point. HappyRage and Skonsington. What a name. Going to be trying to chase this out in hot pursuit. But the panda wasn't really that hurt. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit low, but I'm not really sure this is a kill comp.
No, here's Vala, though. Vala's going to go right after Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer's going to pay for it. Bye-bye, HappyRage. Boom. There he goes.
That Ancestral Man coming out big right there.
Yeah, definitely. So now we have a blue team that's basically all at full health, except for Nova, who'll be back in just a few seconds. And they have an opportunity, especially having both shrines controlled right now, to take a Dragonite and start pushing this core.
Yeah, but you see the Brightwing, he's going to be guarding that out. He's saying, none shall pass, and he does not want that DK to come into realization. Those Giants, though, look at that bottom lane. It is no longer there, and they took out the mid keep as well.
Yeah, so mid keep down. Murky's working against the top lane as well. This gate is just about to fall. There it goes. So now we might have a big engagement. Oh, blue team's committing a little bit too much here, though. Rhaegar gets thrown back into the core. He's gonna die, so the healing support for the blue team is gonna be gone in this engagement.
Yeah, but Thomas Mo, I mean, that panda, he's going all YOLO into this core, but red team is ready for them. They have all the damage coming out, and he's gonna scratch maybe 10%. Now it's gonna be up to him. That's gonna be a YOLO precision strike off to the side as well. Thomas, however, he's not going to be getting out of that one. Split or no split. You got a pufferfish here, but that owl play is going to be showing us not only the Nova and the Vala, but the damage was palpable as well. They might actually be able to chase down Nova.
I question blue team's late game decision making. I'm just gonna say it. They've been really going YOLO on this core to not much effect. It's still at about 80% health. Nova dies right in the mid lane, and blue team is down 3 members right now. There's a great opportunity for red team to possibly take knights and maybe even start moving against this keep.
Yeah, and look at this level 20. Like, the BFG is in full effect. Round and round it goes. This orbital missile. It's hitting the gates. It's hitting the turrets. It's hitting 2 sets of turrets and the keep behind it as well. Like, we're on a timer now here for Blue. If they can't get their stuff together and get this game over and done with, they're going to start hitting some big casualties simply because of that orbital.
The problem is I don't think they can do it anymore. All the strengths that I was talking about at the beginning of being able to pick off people and if they can engage right, that doesn't apply anymore. Both these guys are level 22. Rhaegar dies once again. Diablo survives somehow in the middle of all of that. And they have a far superior direct engagement force right now. So blue team, once again, they need to start picking off people and take an objective, not just YOLO the core.
Yeah, well, the Slimes are going to be strong here with Rage as he's going to be trying to get the kill here on top of Darkon. The Panda does come out, but the Hex, the stun, it's not enough actually to take down Tyranny. He's going to have to split. That's going to be the Precision Strike, and that will be a kill. Now, can the Panda actually clean it up to relieve this pressure? Or is he just going to actually get just chomped down because there's 4 team members of Red here?
I think he's just going to get chomped down at least a little bit. That is going to disappear here soon, and Zeratul should have enough damage. There is to be able to finish that off. Right wing jumps in just in case. Strafe being used by Fala, but a nice stun there by Diablo. Great job, and he actually takes Fala out of it. Nova still manages to sneak the kill on to Sergeant Hammer, and blue team is pushing away red at the moment. Oh, Nova.
The apocalypse. So again, the BFG, it's going round and round. This keep, even without nobody touching it, is down to half. And now we got shrines coming up. Red is in a prime position to get themselves a Dragon Knight. They might actually be able to get this virtually uncontested because Fifth is going to be able to clean up Murky. He's already used out that safety bubble, and that's going to be like one heck of a bush coming the way of Red.
Oh, there it is. All right, so Dragon Knight for Red. What can blue do about this? 20 seconds basically until everyone comes up. Murky's not the person you want in the straight line engagement. Honestly, red team can kind of just push across the map right now. They won't be able to win the game. There's just no chance. Everyone will come up too soon. But they can score possibly a keep and maybe a gate? I don't know.
Well, they're going to go start looking at this core at the very least because, hey, why not? All of them are up. They got the BFG missile going down. Nova is still dead. Fifth has a lot of hit points. Alda there, of course, has a lot of hit points as well. She's a Dragon Knight. Still has a good chunk on the timer if memory serves. That's a orbital again, going again and again. Blue's going to actually be able to clean it up, but that core is in danger mode.
But everyone's YOLOing again. Why is there so much YOLO in this game? There was no reason to go after the core there. They all die for it. Now, of course, Diablo had enough stacks on his Soulstone that he's able to come right back up. So there are 2 members here for Red Team still alive, but they went into that engagement without Sergeant Hammer. Diablo just got nuked immediately, and then they had no follow-up. So, again, just weird engagements people are picking.
Oh my, that missile actually did hit Yager as well as Murky in the back of it. But the Panda's going in. He's saying that this is our time to shine, guys. They're going to go for it. But if we can get 1 or 2 shots on top of Murky, he's going to be out of it for a while. Biff going down really quick. Thomas Bo actually going down very quickly as well. Does get off the Pandas, but like the damage is being curved. All HappyRage has to do here is just hit the Vala and kill her, but he's actually going to trade it out 1 for 1. This core is still going down. Blue is actually still looking really strong. The March of the Murlocs is here.
No!
But is this enough?
Hold on. The core's down to like 2 hit points right now. It's really close. The Blast Murlocs are going away.
Oh!
Are you kidding me? Okay, so after the patch, guys, don't forget, that will not regen anymore. That core is at like 0.5% right now. It'll get some shields back, but they have to move right now. There are 40 seconds up right now, but the problem is that if Murky gets through undetected, he just wins the game.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. Shadowstalk has revealed he's going to have to hit that safety bubble so early. He's not getting anywhere near it. But the blue core is actually within kill range, I feel. Like, do we have a backdoor Zeratul? Do we have a BFG? Yes, we have a Brightwing. He can just teleport right here on top of the invisible one. I think they could actually do this before respawns.
This is great, and Brightwing's actually sitting back and waiting right now because if anyone would come through a back door, he's ready for him. But now he can do exactly what you just said, and that's jump on top of Zeratul here and go after this core. All right, so here comes Tirana going right after the core, 1% to 1%, but it doesn't look like the blue team can hold, and that is going to be a win somehow, some way for the red team. I have no idea why that worked.
Oh my goodness.
In your triumph.
That poison, like that murky, the additive damage on top of that core came down to 1%. Like that that was literally done. That was game right there. But so much YOLO in the core, man. So much YOLO.
If we could take any lessons home from this, ladies and gentlemen, when solo queuing, go as a team and take objectives. Don't YOLO the core, please. Don't YOLO the core.
YOLO, my friends, YOLO. All right, we're going to check in here with Mr. Sia Steve, and we're going to break down a little bit more of the turning points there of that game. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, now with Sia Steve, let's check out the highlights of this game.
All right, so there wasn't too much to highlight here, but we're going to look at this one play, which is pretty well executed. It was very clean. And as you can see, we have 2 members from red in the top lane. So blue team's looking around, they're like, all right, we got 4 mid, it's 4v3. They know that their own Shen is back in base. He's just, chilling. And so they're like, okay, we can do this. The fort's pretty low. We don't have to worry about getting hit too hard. We're just going to engage. And as you see coming up, we'll be able to play the clip and you'll see it roll through. So Jester, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep, 3, 2, 1, play.
All right. So now you'll see that Nova throws down a pretty good precision strike. It hits the target that she's looking for. Vala realizes this immediately and says, all right, I'm going. And she just strafes right in. Doesn't worry about the tower. Knows that she'll be able to pick up the kills. Diablo's solo. Brightwing's solo. It doesn't matter. And Zeratul just sticks around a little bit too long. So they pick up 3 really easy kills. And they're able to just pretty much do whatever they want. They know where the other 2 members of Red Team are. And they can just go be on their merry way. So that was definitely a bigger part of the game because that was right when the red team hit level 10. They weren't able to do anything back against that, and it opened up the entire map for blue to do basically whatever they wanted. So really well done there. Happy that they played well as a team.
Yeah, no, it was definitely one of the more eye-popping plays there. That 3 for 0 seemed a little strange that you would kind of leave that lane to go off to another. But hey, blue took great advantage of it, and good game well played for them. That is our first trial run here of our TriCast, so to speak, here, ladies and gentlemen. Please do tell us what you think. Leave us a few notes there in the comments. But Mr. Kevin Naki, you've been fantastic today, sir. Where can people find you out there?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I stream on twitch.tv/KevinNaki. Basically every weekday. You can check me out there. Play a lot of Heroes and Hearthstone. You can also find me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram as @KevinNaki on any of those. Basically, just type in a website and put /KevinNaki, and you'll probably find me.
Not that many famous Kevin Nakis out there, but you are the one, sir.
Aw, I love you, Sean.
And of course, Mr. Sia Steve here, our famous Reddit moderator. I hear you're also doing some things for the league, sir. So where can people find you out there?
Yeah, I'm doing all kinds of goodies. You can find me at Twitter, and pretty much the same thing as Kevin. Just Sia Steve, type it in. I'm there. But I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We're hosting tournaments. We're doing specific show matches coming up. So just keep your eyes peeled. Check Reddit all the time, doing giveaways and doing theory crafting. Get on there, Our Heroes of the Storm. Check it out. It's a great place to be. Thanks for your time.
It definitely is. And of course, you can find me out there, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, FourCourtJester. We want your replays. You got good games, we want to cast them. The teams right now in the pro scene, they want to keep to themselves. That means your gain, their lives. Hit us up in the comments. We can definitely get you an email, and we will see you